And start questions off with Paul Danzer.
Hey Mike, just give us thoughts on the way the game unfolded. You started pretty well, it looked like, and then couldn't quite ever get on the ball in key areas the second half.
Yeah, so to be honest, Paul, I don't think we started the game particularly well. Then we got a little bit of a foothold in the game. Well, yeah, we got a little bit of a grip on it. Probably scored against the run of play. Obviously, I think it just settled the team a bit. Spoke at half time about trying to fix a few things, living on the ball a little bit more, trying to break down their 4-4-2 defending block, if you like. But yeah, just full credit to Orlando, to be honest. They were probably a yard quicker than us across the field. I think we got out battled, but yeah, credit to them and their staff and their players for the performance they put on.
Not looking for excuses, but this was similar to Houston in terms of the humidity and the weather, and not to make an excuse, but it is something you're not used to. How much of a factor is that in preparing for a game like this?
I wish I knew, but yeah, I'm with you, Paul. It's not an excuse. If you look in terms of just how we started, I don't think we started the way we would like to, and not really what a Thorns team looks like. So is that the humidity? Are they adapting to it? I wouldn't say it was that we had run out of legs, because we just didn't really start with the legs that we wanted, and whether that's the heat, the travel, I don't know. But yeah, I think we've got to look at how we potentially prepared them, and then how we've started the game. But yeah, I think just disappointing, even though we didn't start great, to then take the lead and just let the game slip through the hands, and just, yeah, we never got a hold of it after that.
And lastly, for me, you talk about risk reward, and obviously on the go-ahead goal out for halftime, and obviously that too was upfield, and they kind of got numbers on the counter. Is that a risk reward type thing? Do you analyze that, or how do you evaluate that?
How do I evaluate? I think we've got to take better care of the ball when we've got it, and then we've got to think about how we stop transition when teams get in front of us, not just in behind. But yeah, I think when we're on the ball, and like, we have to be positive in terms of where we're at and plan if we do lose it. But yeah, I don't know if it's like we want our fullbacks to join on the ball side. I don't think we're going to change that. That's who we are. So yeah.
And then any updates as far as neither Mingus or Becky were available tonight? What's their status like going into next week?
Next week, TBD, but Mingus had an excused absence. She just joined the group today, but wasn't available for the game, so she should be back. Becky, we're just managing how she came out the game last week, so that's a day-to-day thing with her.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Paul. Appreciate it.
All right, next we'll go to Jeff Kassouf.
Thanks for doing this, Mike. I'm wondering, Sam used the sort of phrase in Houston, and Morgan mentioned it. I think you just mentioned it now in terms of, that's not how the Thorns play. That's not what we look like. And then you addressed some of the technical side there in terms of on the ball. And I'm just kind of curious, like, is that in terms of feeling like that coming out of a result like this, is that an intensity thing? Is that an execution thing? Like, what does that look like? What do you feel like is not there in that sense?
I think it's a bit of both, Jeff. I think the intensity in terms of how we defended that, like, we didn't have that for what we had last week. Like, if we use last week as a reference point, the intensity just wasn't there in terms of getting close enough, tight enough, and staying with them long enough out of possession. And then, yeah, I think we just were a bit sloppy on the ball. It's an execution piece. Whether it's a focus, concentration, I don't know, but it's a bit uncharacteristic, I would say, just in terms of some of the unforced errors that we had on the ball. So yeah, but I think we lacked the quality. I mean, again, if we use last week as a reference point, I think we had our second highest or highest amount of passes completed. Not completed, sorry, attempted. We had just shy of an 80% pass completion rate. I don't know what the stats are tonight, but I'm going to guess that they're probably nowhere near that. So yeah, focus. I don't know. I wish I knew the answer.
I mean, just in terms of messaging to the team, is that something? I mean, obviously you're still in this, this Shield race and quite, a bit up there, and you've had a couple of these results. But like, is that like how are you trying to address that? Is that like we got to move on from this? Obviously, you have to address things that didn't go well. But I mean, in terms of morale and just trying to sort of move forward with a schedule that comes quickly in this league.
Yeah, for sure. Like we've acknowledged today that we weren't good enough. We didn't deserve to win the game. And we have to move forward, and that's positive or negative results. Like we have to live where our feet are right now. We can't dwell on what's happened. Obviously, we need to look at it and fix it and look to improve it. But yeah, it's done with. Like we'll take the night to feel what we need to feel, and then we've got to switch gears and get ourselves prepared for a week ahead in Chicago next week.
All right, we will go to Taylor Vincent next.
Hey Mike, thanks for chatting with us. As far as the technical side of stuff that you were chatting about, what do you think the focus should be this week in practice as you guys prepare for Chicago?
If I give you an answer now, Taylor, it's probably not going to be accurate. I think I need to look at that with a clear head. That's just me in terms of how my personality is. Yeah, I think I'd be too emotional now to answer that question. Need to step away from it and review the game, gather my thoughts in a less emotional state, and then plan accordingly.
Fair. Thank you.
All right, we're going to wrap it there. Thank you for your time, Mike, and